franktalks.com.
Welcome to Frank Talks People of the Week segment. I'm Zoltan King. This week's Person of the Week is Greg Dunlevy. If you live in Montreal or have visited our city, you've definitely seen and heard Greg Dunlevy. Promenading on his stilts wearing purple pants, a green tank top, and a scarf wrapped around his head, Dunlevy plays either the flute or the saxophone, and you can't help but notice him. Dunlevy is a Montreal street performer and the president of the Montreal Metro, what Montrealers call the Subway, Musician Association. This is how he tells the story of his passion.
I had just gotten back to Montreal. I'd been away for several years. I had been back for about maybe 7-8 months. And I was really tight for money. I was an artisan at the time, a craftsman, and I was trying to make my way in music. I didn't know how I was going to pay my debts and just get above board. And one of my friends suggested that I go and play music in the Metro. He said, well, he says, I've seen you play well enough, and I've seen other people do it, and they seem to be, making a few bucks anyway, give it a shot. And I said, geez, I don't know. Oh, go ahead, do it. So I went into the Metro. I went to Square Victoria. And I didn't, at that time there were only 2 exits to Square Victoria. And I didn't take the one where the Dome is. I took the other one leading to the Bell Towers. And I wanted to find a place where I was sure not to encounter anybody who knew me. Because I associated that with panhandling, and I was sure that other people would too. So I was, I had this embarrassment issue and everything else. So I play, and at the end of about 3 hours, I count up my money, and I went, oh, well, I'm coming back here tomorrow, and there went the embarrassment right out the window. Pretty much all my pieces that just comes from what I feel. It's spontaneous. It's improvised. There's a basic theme to it. Other than that, it's completely right off the top of my head. I try to be connected with my emotions, the most I can, the best I can. As far as sacrifices are concerned, you have, personally, I guess I can only speak personally, I've had some really good periods, and I've had some really lean periods. They're, in fact, every year is like that, I'd say a good part of my year is fairly lucrative. Money comes in, nowhere close to becoming rich fast, that's for darn sure. But, I get by fairly well. And then when you get to January, February, March, and yes, April, it is pretty slow. The contracts stop coming in. Well, you might get the occasional contract coming in, but during those months it's not that often. Acting in Montreal, well, as far as the film industry is concerned, boy, has that ever taken a dive in the past 4 or 5 years. I was at an audition last week, and every actor there was complaining about the lack of work. So, but as far as the music is concerned, yeah, there are times when it's really tight. There are times when I have to ask my landlord, look, could you hold off? I'll pay you as soon as I can. I just don't have the money. Yet there's other periods of time I can pay 2 or 3 months of rent in advance. It's up and down, but it's something that I really love doing. I love playing my flute. I love playing my saxophone. I love being up on my stilts. I love playing when I'm not on my stilts. I love the contracts that I get, corporate events that I do, the cultural events that I do. So, but there are tough times. There's times when I'll play in some metros in the middle of winter where it's so cold that my fingers crack open. I can't feel the keys that I'm playing because my hands are too frozen. The thing is that you don't necessarily make enough money to live on. I guess I'm one of the lucky ones because I don't put all my eggs in one basket. I try to spread myself out in as many areas as I can, and at the same time tie all those areas together. One thing that I really love is the opportunity that this lifestyle gives me to travel. I can travel whenever I want, you know, and I enjoy life. I really enjoy my life. And one thing that I find really great and fulfilling is knowing that I have the power to bring pleasure to people. And when I see, when I get little notes of thank you in my case, and I get people telling me how I fill their days with pleasure and sunshine, and I see the smiles on little kids' faces when I'm up in my stilts, I mean, you know, what better fulfillment can you have than that?
So, when you get a chance to see him, make sure to slip a few coins into his case, or maybe write him a little note. Dunlevy just wants to play for you. And that was another edition of Frank Talks Pleasures and Lifestyles People of the Week segment. I'm Zoltan King. Be well.
From Loser to Seducer is the story of Frank B. Kermit. This book marks the triumph of a nice guy over most of his inner demons. This includes going from being a loser to managing 5 lovers at the same time, his first Valentine's date with 2 women at the same time, and getting back the one that got away. Want to learn how you can change your life? Buy this book at franktalks.com.
If you need help with your relationships, my buddy Frank, he's got some tips. Just go to franktalks.com. His advice is better than your mom's. He knows what you're going through, Frank has been there too. So log on to franktalks.com. franktalks.com.
Need help with love, sex, dating, or relationship issues? Help from Frank Kermit, the best-selling author and Canada's most international relationship coach, is only a click away at franktalks.com.